What's up everyone, it is Chewburger84 here from Alternate Reality, and today we're going to see if the Red Star Rework, as we're calling it, the Red Star Redemption, does it actually make a difference for Ultimus 7? Are we finding that the nodes are easier? Are we finding out that there's no real difference? We're basically going to find this out together right now. So I am in the middle lane for this raid. I've left it a little bit later in the day so that I have a chance to go up and hit the Ronin node. So most of these nodes up the middle here are completely one-shottable with my Yo Hobo team, which you've seen my video back in January about. We're going to see if using that same team makes a difference, and also trying a slightly different nuke team up on the Ronin today as well, which was put onto me by a buddy of mine from Pants of Hulk. So let's get a feel for this first. What we're going to do as a backup plan is what I like to do on these first couple of nodes is I do like to get my Storm charged up. She kind of acts like a bit of a backup plan. That way, if it doesn't really go the way we need it to, if I do fail on the Ronin node, I can just go back in and blow it up, probably with an X-Men squad, or maybe just some kind of boom team out of the gate. So, I mean, so far what we've seen from the Red Star rework, it's been pretty good. A couple of things were left out of it, as I guess we kind of expected. It's a pretty major overhaul, and the coding behind it needs to be very specific. It's not exactly the easiest thing to do while you've got COVID and devs are working from home. So the idea here, to be honest, it probably would have been better to take Black Bolt out. He hits a little bit too hard, if anything, making it a little bit harder for Storm to get as many charges. What I'm really trying to monitor here from a gut feel is versus the days I'm normally in here, is do I feel like I'm taking less damage? Do I feel like I'm doing more damage? I mean, that up as an offense up basic is not bad. Let's try and wipe this Deadpool out with an assist. I mean, that certainly feels like it's doing plenty of damage. He is a 6 Red Star Black Bolt, so he is going to be 10% stronger than he was yesterday. At least he should be, if it's all being coded correctly. Let's try doing this. Now, the amount of damage that did to that Juggernaut, that definitely is noticeably improved. The Storms, even her little pokes are quite good. Let's just call in the assist again from Black Bolt. I mean, he is doing monstrous levels of damage. He has had offense up now for 2 turns. That's definitely playing a role. The fact that we're taking less damage for the most part is definitely because we've got almost defense up for pretty much most of the battle so far. Let's see if they hit any of our guys now that don't have defense up. Ideally, if they can hit Shuri with her D down, that's probably going to tell us more of the story. Yeah, see, that assist yesterday didn't feel like it was killing that. And yeah, even Storm's damage feels pretty good. I'm actually going to use the special here, which I don't normally do. I was going to say I was trying to slow the node down so I could get more charges on Storm, but that did way more damage than expected. So Yo-Yo for me, I believe, is a 4 Red Star, so she's actually performing quite well there. And obviously her having a 15% boost estimated increase for damage from yesterday is a very, very good thing. So that, I'll be able to tell you by the Storm charges if we cleared that a little bit too far ahead of schedule. Normally the absolute minimum that we get on that one is between 8 and 9. If I'm only sitting on about, say, 5 or 6, we definitely cleared that significantly faster than I normally would. So if you are in the first 2 lanes in any lane on this particular map, it's always a good idea to take these Storms in. So Storm is only at 4 charges. So that definitely tells me a story that my damage output across this team is significantly better than it was at the same time yesterday. Now, whether that gets rid of this curse of, you know, when a war is active and you're starting a new Ultimus 7 and the difficulty for no reason at all seems to be stupidly higher, hopefully that curse has gone from us as well, but we'll have to see. Now, with all those defense downs there, this will give us a bit more of a picture about the damage we're taking. That doesn't feel like it's too different, to be completely honest. That feels like she's still taking about the same amount of damage as yesterday. Alright. Now, the smarter play obviously would be to use the AoE there from Black Bolt, but I don't do that at this particular case, even when I am in a little bit of trouble with one character. Mainly because of the fact that we want to make sure we go into the next nodes, because my alliance mates have done a wonderful job of clearing those next nodes really well, that I'm going to start immediately going into those harder modes. We are going to get a heal up now because we need it, and we do have some protective charges on some of these characters, so they don't necessarily need to worry as much. Alright, what we will do here is nuke down... Actually, I don't think we need to. I was going to say, yeah, the basic's going to do more than enough there. Let's make sure we get an offense down on that Iron Man before he rips out that ult. Now, I have lost Storm to that and Deadpool in the first couple of nodes randomly over the last month. He did have offense down. I don't know whether she would have lived through that otherwise, but I'm going to say, yeah, we'll call that a win for Red Stars at the moment. Let's give him some benefits of the doubt, shall we? So I'll be curious to see from you guys in the comments as well, like how are you finding the Red Star rework so far? Has it been noticeable for you guys? For those of you a little bit further behind, perhaps in Ultimus 6 still, I'm sure that you guys must be finding some of the biggest changes compared to most of us, because that must be significantly easier versus what it was yesterday. Alright, so we do have a Storm in trouble here. We need to be very careful. Who's got their charges? It's going to be Mordo. Alright, the good news is that Scientist Supreme didn't get a stun, because if that had happened, we would have been able to cleanse that off. We can get the heal here to bring Storm pretty much back to full health. I mean, that heal was definitely a little bit more than it was yesterday, so obviously we're getting a little bit more of a bonus for those Shuri heals, and that is definitely a good thing, because she is my only healer, and she's only able to do that every few turns. So we're walking in with 10 charges. That's about 2 to 3 shy of what we normally do when I have a Black Bolt. So that means we're definitely clearing about 3 turns faster at the moment than my regular runs. Alright. At this point, I'm going to put the Storm away. We save her for a rainy day in case we need to bring her back in to blow up if I do fail on the Ronin node. Which, if I'm being honest, I am anticipating that that will be the case. The Red Star rework has certainly been good. I now have a character over 100,000, which is great. I didn't have that yesterday. So yeah, I don't think they're going to bring enough extra damage for this to matter completely. But it's going to be interesting to check. If you can survive that opening round just a little bit longer than we have previously, it's going to make a world of difference. It really is. Okay. Starting off with that D up from Shuri. We haven't used the ult, so there's no reason to use her ult, because Black Bolt is still packing the big guns. Alright, what we're going to do is start basically buff clearing. What you want to do is make sure that the Hulk doesn't get that taunt off, and that Disrupt will do that. Even though he's going to clear the debuff straight off him anyway, it still does what you need to. Make sure you target someone that has a speed down here, because that's going to flip the buffs on our Black Bolt. The perfect situation is where you get that happen on the first turn when he has 2 turns of offense down, because then he keeps 2 turns of offense up, which is massive for Black Bolt. You guys saw the effects of that before. Now I want to ult, but again I can't because he's still got the offense down. We're going to flip that, and that's going to mean a much bigger ult on the next turn, which is exactly what we need. So we kind of have kept this in the pocket. It means we're behind a little bit on this node at the moment, but it does mean that when we use this now, because he has the offense up, it's going to do significantly more damage, give us more bang for buck, and allows us to basically clear a wave and a half straight away. And because we've saved our Yo-Yo's ultimate ability, it means that we can immediately start getting charges back on Black Bolt's ultimate as well. So that's very good also. Alright, we're just going to keep piling in. Realistically, I probably should have fired off on the vision first, just because, yeah, losing that little bit of your buffs is a bad thing. The health on my team being so high is quite good, especially that we had 2 big openers from War Machine and Iron Man. The fact that we still have so much health at this point in the match without a heal from Shuri definitely tells us that we're doing okay. And I'm hoping that survivability will carry me through where it's necessary, which is indeed on that node coming up, which is the Ronin boss node. If I can get even just within, 2 guys of clearing that with 1 team, that's definitely going to be something that I'm going to call a massive win for Red Stars. And then what I'll probably end up doing if I'm that close is I may finish off the farm on some of these characters who I haven't taken to T13 yet, or even T14 for that matter, and then maybe we can make a run. Although right now, to be honest, I am saving a lot of those charges until we get Ebony Maw in the game and we see that kit, because I do have a feeling that someone from my Ultimus 7 team is probably going to end up on the bench after that. It's either going to be Scientist Supreme, Yo-Yo, or Shuri. I'm guessing that it's going to be probably Scientist Supreme might get benched, because a lot of the same benefits you were going to get from Ebony Maw, I just need to see, does he give the benefits to a whole team of randoms, or does he only give it to Black Order? Alright, the fact we only have 5 remaining, we're at pretty much full health, This team is on the ropes, last 5, and we've still got just under 2 minutes to go. This is definitely a little bit faster. I should have been tracking the time it took to clear on the last few days, but to say that life has been busy for me in the last couple of weeks would be understating it significantly. There are so many videos and podcasts that I want to do for you guys, especially for our patrons, that, yeah, I'm so far behind because of real life, but we'll get there in the end. All right, so it looks like we're going to clear this with probably about 50 odd seconds left in our tank, depending on how I play this last little bit. Let's finish that off. We don't want to get random damage out of the blue. Part of me is tempted to heal here because it is mercs and minions coming up next. Or was it robots? Whatever the hell we call that one. It's been a long day, folks. But yeah, that is a big no. We don't want to take too much damage there. In saying that, we're doing all right. This Hulk's going to hit me for offense up, though. Yeah, so look, even if I had a healed, it's probably best that I didn't because I'm going to need to do that heal very soon into that match. So this is actually not the world's greatest setup going into this next node. I may... Do you know what? Let's do it now. That way it's on its way towards cooldown for the next match. It is a slight disadvantage, especially with this next node. But let's see if we played this well enough that we can just get through a one-shot. So that did slow us down a little bit. That could have been cleared significantly faster, but the fact I only used Black Bolt's ultimate once, sometimes I get a little bit too cautious. It's like games where you get a healing potion in the first level and you're like, no, I'm going to save that for the worst case scenario. And then you end up finishing the entire game never having used all of your hoarded items. I'm definitely that guy, unfortunately. But the good news is for Ultimus 7 is that when you do have nodes like that, when you come into something like this, at least you are most of your major things off cooldown, which is Shuri's defense up. You want Scientist Supreme's ult ready to go. And if you've got those two, you're 90% of the way there. Now, that's right, we've already done Mercs and Minions. What am I talking about? The boys are on fire. They've cleared way further than I thought. I'm thinking I'm heading into Fury, but I'm heading into Ronin. What a dork, folks. What a dork. Alright, we definitely want to disrupt that Drax. We don't want him doing any of that naughty taunting thing. Now, for those of you that haven't played this Sentra node before, if you have a Black Bolt, and a lot of you are about to unlock a Black Bolt very shortly, he's awesome. He's also, on nodes like this one, the biggest liability on your entire team. Why is that the case, you might ask, being that he's such an amazing character? Well, ladies and gents, what happens on this node is that you have no less than 2 Mystiques. And what Mystiques love to do very much is to take your Black Bolt and murder someone on your team forever. And you cannot resurrect them even if Scientist Supreme does her thing. So you have to target the heck out of Mystiques or Lokis in Ultimus 7 as soon as you see them. Because if you don't, they will make you pay. Now, this is quite bad because they've dropped a whole new wave here. So what we need to do, and we're quite unlucky actually, is that we needed a defense down on one of the existing characters so that Hela could spread it. What I've chosen to do there is to use it anyway to get the slow out on Mystique, hoping that my single target DPS is enough, and hoping that this special is enough to nuke her, and it's just shy. We still might be able to take her out if Hela gets a turn first. We do get defense up in time because we slowed her down. That's good. And yeah, we can finish her off. So that is definitely a crisis avoided. I don't know what it is about Mystiques and their coding in this particular game mode, but they love making Black Bolt do murder on his own team. So make sure you keep an eye on that once you start using your Black Bolt, folks, because it is so frustrating. It's a guaranteed heal. You know, it's always wonderful watching a Scientist Supreme just go bananas and start resurrecting people that have dropped. But if Black Bolt kills them, even if they're your teammate, it doesn't matter, folks. They're not coming back. Okay. Now we've got full health again there, which is pretty great, actually. All right. Now, this time, however, I don't think we've got the juice to drop her in time, and we don't have a slow on her either. So got caught out a little bit there by using the ult on Scientist Supreme a bit early. So now we basically have to pray to the RNG gods. Or unless Black Bolt can do miracles. Oh, my boy. My boy. This is my beautiful little boy. Alright, should have used the heal there on Shuri. That could definitely come back to bite me. Especially when their entire team decides that they're going to make me pay for that mistake. Let's see how much we can shred these guys with that Black Bolt ult. That definitely is doing noticeably more damage. I mean, that just going bang, bang, bang. We definitely need to get an offense down on this Daredevil because of that AoE. Now, Iron Fist is the real problem here, in that if he hits our Shuri at all, or Carnage for that matter, alright, so he misses, that's great. He targets someone wrong, that's even better. So that means that Shuri is going to get this heal off. Maybe? Yes, okay, cool. So, yeah, that was one decision that very much nearly cost me this whole match, ladies and gents. One very, very bad decision. Alright, probably should have taken out the Iron Fist there as well, but that's okay. It's what we get for rushing. Do you know what? I am going to use this just because I want to come in and try and convert a couple things into a heal if I can. We don't really have any debuffs at the moment that are going to do that, but that's okay. I don't want to use the defense up if I can help it. We're going to be able to flip that up from our Scientist Supreme anyway, which is going to come around pretty quick because they are all slowed over there. Alright, let's get this out now. A little bit of heals there. We should have Shuri's heal back off cooldown as well now, I believe. Let's see if that is true or whether I'm just delusional. Alright, we want to start peeling off this Carnage now because he's going to heal every time someone kills a Greg. We definitely don't want that. Ooh, 1 turn shy. That's not great, especially because we're going into a boss node and you kind of want everyone at full health there. Because of that, I'm definitely going to shift to a team that I know a few people are using now, where I'm actually going to drop Hela and I'm going to bring in a Phoenix instead. So that way she can cover a little bit for a Shuri having a bad health bar. So let's drop the Hela, let's bring in Phoenix, let's see how this goes. So I can normally get well through the second wave, usually into the third. I have been lucky and gotten down into the final wave before. It took some very perfect RNG and a hell of a lot of luck. Let's see, folks, the big test for today. This is arguably the hardest node in all of Ultimus 7. The rest with the right strategy can be doable in 1 to 2 shots, relatively comfortable. Now, getting ability blocked out of the gate like that is probably the worst thing that could have happened. Now, you might not think this, but the biggest threats on this map, or the biggest pain in the butt for the Yo Hobo squad here, is actually the Noble, and it is the Ronin. The reason that that is the case, folks, is that they're going to basically get rid of all of Scientist Supreme's debuffs straight away. They're going to get rid of them straight away. Alright, so it looks like they're going to help my Phoenix get a little bit further towards where we needed. I was kind of hoping it'd be a little bit later, just so that way we could use Phoenix to do her ultimate at the start, which means we could take everything off that Juggernaut. Alright, let's see where we end up here. So we could run a heal. I don't think we need it right now. We're going to run the ult because I definitely want to. Now, if this kills anyone, that's already better than most of our opening days. So that is a noticeably better start than I have had on this node in a very long time. So it could be that the Red Stars is playing a noticeable enough effect. Alright, and the fact that no one died there as well, I can't stress enough how big a deal that is. Because almost every time we get to that point in this match, we normally see someone go down with Jugs, even with that defense up. Purely because in Ultimus 7, oh, she survived the Black Bolt. I don't think she's going to survive to her next turn, but I'm still going to call that predominantly a win, folks. Yeah, it's a shame that she's not going to make her next turn, because we're not going to be able to cleanse it off in time with those bleeds. But that's okay. So yeah, look, we're definitely not going to clear it now that we've lost that. But that's definitely a much better opening round than I've experienced recently. So I'm going to say there is a noticeable difference from the Red Stars from yesterday to today in Ultimus 7. I really want to use that heal. The problem is she's going to target the Scientist Supreme, and he is not going to heal, ladies and gents, or she's not going to heal, because she had that heal block. She's not Wakandan, so unfortunately that's not going to get cleared away. We're going to punch this into that Magneto. We're going to try and clear him off the board now. Even that damage, that's noticeably bigger. In fact, if he dies here, close. I'm very torn. I think I'm going to go for the defense up here. Probably should have gone for the heal because Yo-Yo was disrupted. But this is what happens when you're against a 5-minute timer, folks. You tend to rush, make some bad decisions. But let's see if it's enough. Alright, we desperately need this Shuri heal this time. I don't think Black Bolt's going to make it through that next turn. Just because the AoE from this Pyro, he's going to splash that across. There is an evade on the Black Bolt, so he does make it through that far. Heal goes off, we'll call that a win. Then we'll cleanse this off the rest of them. Let's see how long we can survive here with just our 4v, 10 left. Alright. Let's clear out this Pyro, I think, just because he's probably got a lot more frustrating things he can do to us right now. Alright, we get the defense back up for everyone for a couple of turns thanks to Shuri. That's going to buy us a little bit of time. We've got another ult. Would have been much better if we had obviously assigned a Supreme ult out on the board already. But at the moment, we're kind of taking whatever we can get. Let's see if we can get offense down on almost everyone. That's definitely a good outcome. Hopefully we can get the offense down flipped on the Black Bolt. That way we get 2 turns of him being able to have a crack offensed up. We have no heal blocks on the board, so that's a very good turn to have. The fact we're going to get all that flipped early, that's even better. Alright, let's see what kind of a damage streak we can get here. Probably going to take that Juggernaut out just in case I don't get to loop right back around to him. I think I'll wait and take out the Mystique first because she can be problematic. I could end up stitching up one of my teammates. If they're coming in with their Black Bolt as well, if I don't actually finish this, which it's not looking like I'll get close to. However, the fact that we've been able to 4 versus, 10 of this as far as we have so far is definitely encouraging. That I think with some better luck, some better decisions from me as well, I wonder if this node is actually completable now. I mean, I think if we had a full team out of the gate, maybe if I left Hela in, the fact that Phoenix died so very early in the piece is definitely a negative for her at the moment. And the fact that we're going to be able to get down to the last wave, maybe even kill 1 or 2 of these guys before, well, there's one down already. Folks, I'm going to say this node is now one-shottable comfortably if you have the right team. I mean, we got very close here. We got very, very close. I'm going to try and get Ronan and Noble to do their things here, and then I'm going to bail after. Probably should have bailed a little bit sooner. I was going to say after Jugs does his taunt. So I'm going to say, folks, that I think now for a lot of guilds in our situation or alliances that this Red Star rework probably means a few of us now are going to be able to regularly do Ultimus 7 100% with no coring. I really think that's the case, especially when people get Black Bolt in a couple of weeks for the people that missed out the first time. I'm excited, man. I'm definitely going to share this video straight with my alliance, and then you'll be seeing it after they do. But this is good. This is really good. So, it's not very often that I do this, but shout out to Fox Next. I think we're finally seeing some good decisions in the right direction for the game. I actually get excited about my next Red Star opening when Corvus Glaive drops. So, what do you think, guys? What's your experience has been in raids today? Are you finding the same thing as me? Are you finding it more challenging, less? Was this just dumb luck? Could I get this in one shot? Have you already beaten me to it? Make sure you put that in the comments below. And look, while you're down there, hit that like, hit that notifications bell, and make sure you subscribe. And until next time, cheers.